Okay, so I just did a quick little daily oracle draw. I do those all the time, and I was called to immediately hit record again, not even edit it, not editing it. I cut the beginning and the end off and I post it on the internet. That's my editing for these. It's not something that I want to overly edit. I don't want this to be some big production. This is just us having a conversation, right? And the cards are just me interpreting that into an energy and into words so that hopefully whoever sees this can understand it better. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. I am Mama Alice. This is Raven for Tea. And let's just tap in and see what message wants to come forward right now. We're going to start with the Mystical Shaman deck. The Beloved Jaguar as medicine, which the Jaguar is kind of medicine. And the Earth Keeper. So this makes me think that you are focused on your heart. You have been focused on those external things that are going to give you love and give you value. And that's like nice, but it's not the thing that's going to make the difference. Someone external can help. Someone external can be there for you. Someone external can support you, but they're not the one who's going to make the decisions. They're not the one who's going to change your life. And if they are, then it's probably going to need more down the line. Like it's like putting a Band-Aid on a cut, like a big cut. Like say you sliced your arm here to here and you just take a little Band-Aid and stick it on there. Sure, it'll hold those pieces together for now, but eventually it'll fall off, or it will just not be effective anymore, or the wound will get hot and swell and sweat, and that'll split whatever that little Band-Aid is holding, right? What you need to do is get this Jaguar energy back upright and stand in your own healing and stand in your own power, and that's going to make that difference for you. It's going to really actually heal instead of provide these temporary fixes. Because once you connect with yourself, you connect with the earth, and you connect with the Earth Keeper energy, which is kind of that energy of us that realizes that we are all nature and that we're all part of a greater whole, and that it's just going to get better. Like, it's going to keep moving on. I was called to read the medicine for the Jaguar card, so I will do that, and then I have a couple other cards I want to draw for you. J. There it is. What in your life needs to be released? What have you carried around with you for far too long, which is ready to be let go of once and for all? Jaguar medicine is available to heal the fear so you can allow it to go. It's time to come out of the shadows and end the shadow games that you may have unconsciously agreed to play. Call on Jaguar to unfetter you from toxic relationships and recover your natural instincts for the right people and situations. Little stumbly on my words there, but it's early. I'm still getting the caffeine in my system. But yeah, I dig that. I like that. These cards start with a lot of red. It goes into that black, and then the red comes back, but it's more muted. It's more calm. It's not all over the place. It's not this huge projection of love power, which a new relationship can sometimes feel like, right? Like those beloved energies can come sometimes. If it feels like a lot, it is a lot of energy, and that's just the way it is. It's just part of life. And then you kind of step into that darkness and into that Jaguar energy and heal for yourself, and then you get more balance with the Earth Keeper. The Antique Anatomy Tarot deck just has something it wants to say, so we'll see what it wants to say. right there. The sun. You have, oops. You have all the energy of the sun. It is behind you. The sun has been a huge factor in our lives this year. I think we've had 9 major solar flares in 2024. And like that's sun codes. That is light energy. That is the sun reaching out to us and changing the energy of the earth. Like it is changing it. You see it everywhere. You see it all over the place. You see it in people. You see it in places. And it's had a lot of effect on that opposite energy too, and that sort of darkness energy. And it's really destabilized it. And I think that's where we've seen a lot of these like ascension symptoms and growth come from people, is that just like the shadow doesn't work anymore. You can't hide from the light. Like, and also on the flip side of that, like the shadow wouldn't exist without it. You need the light to have the darkness. You need the darkness to truly appreciate the light. If everything was all light, what would anything be? It would just be pure light. Light may be the purest energy in this universe, but like without anything for it to interact with, what's it do? Just shines. It needs something to do. It needs something to work. The light that feeds our planet because it feeds the plants. They learn to eat it because it's a purer source of food, right? Like it's a purer source of energy. They're better able to create the food they need because they grow with the sunlight. One more card from this deck. I only drew one. I expected it to be more. The 2 of coins. So you have the balance, you have the power. This brings in the yellow flowers from the sun card. And it adds purple, which is, I think that's just a continuation of what I was saying. It's a continuation of that light and the dark. And it means that like your abundance is in check at the same time. You're good. Like you don't need anything fancy in there to really pull it apart. Yeah, bottom of the deck has the Wheel of Fortune. So that's a great 3rd card. Also, love this card. Looks gorgeous in this deck. But like that is just, you're at that point. You're standing on top of the wheel. Which way are you going to make it turn? Are you going to make it turn into the light and abundance and more growth in your life? Or are you going to make it turn into the shadow and darkness and sort of that more cold, still energy that's good for us still, right? Like it's still good to sit in the dark just as much as it is to sit in the light. I used to be afraid of the dark. I'm not anymore. I've inoculated myself to it. I've taken the time to sit in it and tell myself, you know, it's okay. I'm fine. It's safe here. I'm going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Blah, blah, blah. It's taken 35 years. This is like probably the first time I've ever openly admitted that I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. Because like I would never admit it before, but I would also never admit that I was afraid of the dark, you know. I would just kind of like go with it. But now I don't really need to. As this channel is Raven for Tea, calm lid. I am going to check in with my Crow Tarot and see what they have to say for us too. Murder, please bring us good energy. Not those cards. That was an accident on my part. It's that one for sure. That's the 2 of Cups, which this 2 of Cups has the 2 cups pointing to each other, creating balance between them with the heart on top, 2 birds standing on the edges, and I forget what it's called, the medical staff pointing up towards a lion that's been spread with, that card's not in. And that Knight of Swords energy, so Okay, so there's a balance of sort of the emotions, and that is leading to strength. That's what I take the lion as in this deck, because that's kind of the lion card, right? Like the strength card is the lion card, although I think the sun is a better representation of Leo. Whatever. The next card we got was the Knight of Swords, so that this is the horse, the crow, and the bird are all pointed in the same direction, but they're all moving at different paces. The bird is what I think is going the fastest, and the horse is in kind of like a canter, and the bird seems to just be fluttering down. So it's like with the sword pointing the same direction. So the mind is on track with where we want to go. That's how I'm taking that. That's how I feel it. These are very affirming cards today. I'm very happy with that. We're getting one more. The Four of Swords reversed. So like the ending of the Four of Swords. I am being called to read the Crow Tarot specifically. Right up on it. I have a couple books in front of me, but this is the one that it wants me to read for you. Almost there. The crow appears to be dead, but he is going to a place of complete inner calm so that he can refortify his mind and body. He has encountered several challenges, and there may still be more to come. But before facing any more tasks, he needs to take a wellness break. The Four of Swords is a reminder to take time out to recharge your spirit and your mind. Find a quiet place where you can freely travel inward and absorb the loving energy of your higher self. This card indicates you will be able to resolve your situation from a place of clarity and compassion. Perhaps afraid of what the stillness might reveal, the Four of Swords reverse speaks to a person who is busying themselves with tasks to avoid the silence of the mind. So yeah, that makes me think that we need to take this Four of Swords and flip it upright. We're always busy. People are always busy. There's always something to do. Taking rest is like one of the most beneficial things you can do for yourself. It can make all the difference in your day. It can make all the difference in your world. I have fibromyalgia and I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids that live at home with me, and I tell you, if I didn't take 20-minute naps, I don't sleep most of the time, right? Like sometimes I'll pass out for that 20 minutes, but sometimes just laying there is all I need. That's the only thing that's going to make a difference between whether I can successfully accomplish a task or fail it. And those tasks can be as simple as making sure that I'm doing the laundry, making sure I'm doing the chores, making sure I'm doing the housework. And like, I've been really taking care of my body. I've been really keeping track of what I'm doing. And like, it's like, oh, I just put the laundry in the dryer and tidied up the stuff along the stairwell on my way back upstairs. I should take a rest before I do something else. Like, even just having that, like, oh, I finished this task. Let's just sit for 2 minutes. A minute. Set a timer on your phone. Just sit there for a minute. You don't have to sit still. You can do whatever you want while you're sitting there. But if you just can sit and let yourself end the task before you start another one, it saves so much energy. Like, it really does. Like, you actually conserve more. You actually burn less when you're doing the task, because it's like if you were driving a car around a racetrack, right? Like, if you drive a car around the racetrack and you just put your foot down on the gas and hammer it, you're going to go around the track. Sure, you'll go around fast, but you're not going around efficiently, you're not going around effectively, and you're probably going to run out of gas before the end of the race. Like, that's not what race car drivers do, right? They're very intentional about when they apply the gas and when they apply the brake and how they use that to get the most amount of efficiency out of the vehicle. The vehicle that you're driving is a body. It's not a car. It's a lot more complicated than a car. It takes a lot more to make it run efficiently. And we don't even fully know as a species how to do that properly. Like, we're learning and we're trying, and it's one of those things that, like, we're going to get better at. One day, there's going to be a proper operating manual for these stupid things. Like, we are just consciousness shoved in a meat suit. And if we were actually given a proper book on how to take care of the meat suit, then people would be a lot healthier. Like, even if we were indulging in the things that aren't healthy for us, we would know how to counteract that better. But we don't. Because we're just a species, and we live in a society, and we have all these preconceived notions and all these things, and we don't really know, so we just want to kind of live the best life we can and treat people as best as we can and move forward. And is that card upside down? That card's upside down. I was just about to put this away, and the card was upside down with the Wheel of Fortune again. The 6-5 of coins, and the High Priestess, which, this is your reminder to listen to me. I'm the Oracle here. And I just heard it. That shadow voice in myself was like, that was condescending. And I was like, no. The voice came down from God. No, it wasn't. It was true. You're allowed to speak the truth. Just watch out for the devil, right? The devil is that secondary voice that's like, that was bad. Nah. Be the Empress. Know your energy. Know your power. Know yourself. That's what you need. The Emperor and the Empress rule the deck, right? Like, they rule over all the kingdoms. And they don't do it in a way that's like, as we've learned, monarchies actually end up treating people in the world. The Empress and the Emperor card are the best versions of rulers. They are the best versions of leadership. They are the versions that bring out the best in everybody. And that's the people who we need more of in this world, right? We need more energy that's willing to do that, that's willing to take those steps and bring out the best in people. Not everything I said here today is lovey-dovey. Like, I try and do positive messages, but sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is tell them that something they're doing is a mistake. Like, is there anything you're doing that you already know is wrong? You don't need to listen to a tarot reading. You don't need to listen to an oracle to tell you that those things are wrong. You already know the answer. If you're choosing to do them anyway, you're going to face the repercussions of that. It doesn't matter what cards I pull. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I do. If you're creating that negative energy in your life, you're going to keep creating that negative energy in your life. The House of Night wants to do one more card, and then we'll close this out. It might be more than one, but I'm specifically getting one more card. One more card, Alice. Give them one more card. Nyx is who I associate this deck with. So Nyx is the goddess of the night. She is the goddess of the goddesses. She is the goddess of the gods. In my opinion, humbly. But we shall see what she wants to add to our message today. Interesting. Split it, split it, split it, middle, and top. One cut. Confidence. Have the confidence. Sorry about that. So we have the confidence. This is your reminder. The vision is here. Fulfillment's already in your pocket. You just have to figure out which pocket it is, dig it out, and actually utilize it. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's it. That's all. Mwah. Peace, love, and unicorns. Allie out.